All right, the 2021 Arctic Cats Blast, yes, and then yes, that's look good. Yeah. Oh, wait, look at that right there, the Riot. Well, today is my last ride for the year. It's been kind of a terrible year to ride crossover snowmobiles in Minnesota because the trail conditions were pretty marginal all year. Not a lot of snow to ride on in most of the state, and nothing really challenging. So there wasn't really much for me to try out the deeper snow capabilities of this snowmobile. But I did want to give an owner's report for the season, and so I think I'll take you along with me here as I make one last ride into the sunset, as it were. The sun is going down, and the sky is beautiful. The temperature is about freezing, so it's almost, you don't get much warmer than that when you snowmobile. And the snow conditions are actually pretty good. So this is one of the best rides that I think I'll have all year. You can see that the snow is not exactly, there's not a lot of snow, but it's what we have, and you ride the snow that you're given by Mother Nature, So anyway, the Orange Riot 8000 is what I picked up last spring during the Snowmageddon, and for the price, I just could not resist. Compared to just about anything out there, feature for feature, this was the best deal. And I really like the Arctic Cat front suspension, the trail front suspension. Some people say it's kind of boring, it's too stable, but to me that's actually a positive, not a negative. And I really like the handling capabilities, the flat cornering. It's stable and predictable, and I really enjoyed it. You can tell that there's a long track back there. I think initially in my test rides, I couldn't tell, but as I spend more time on it, I can definitely notice, the back end kind of resisting turns at times, and so it's there. But the ride quality overall is just outstanding, and the handlebar position, everything about this snowmobile is just perfect for me. So I'm enjoying it a lot. The seat is what people say it is. People complain about the being too soft, and it is too soft. At first I thought, well, that's actually good because it absorbs all the bumps on the trail, and it does. But you can bottom out the seat. I have done that, and it's also, you tend to sink in a little bit. So your handlebar position, what you think is a good position, actually turns out a little high when you're sitting on the seat because you sink down in the seat a little bit. I wonder if there's something you can do about that. Somebody, I think online, suggested that you could jam some rags or something in the seat to make it stiffer, and I might try that. Overall, the ride and handling is really good. The brakes, I did get a chance on this ride. This was a little more spirited ride, and I did get a chance to try the brakes out a little bit more. And people sometimes complain about how the plastic brake handle breaks, and I'm not sure where that's coming from. I don't know if people are just not modulating the brakes properly. The brakes are very good from my perspective. That extra long track stops extremely well. I was able to get the track to lock up on me, but again, that the back end stays in the back when that happens, and it's very controllable. So it's a really good platform for braking, and I didn't have any problem with the brake handle the way it was. I actually like it. So we'll see if I break it, then I might have a different story. But for now, I'm keeping it the way it is. That long track though there were a few times when I was riding on hard packed trails without the benefit of any powder, and it will overheat. So those scratchers that come with it, come standard, are handy. I did use them, so that is something to consider. Is if you're going to be riding 100% trail, you're probably better off with the ZR than this one, just because it likes that powder. There's a couple spots in here where I did get a chance to kind of open it up, and you can see that that sun as it's setting. Well, you can't see the sun anymore, but look at that sky turning orange. It was just beautiful. The camera doesn't do it justice. The clutches on it, because it's it's got that idler bearing on the primary clutch. I think the clutches tend to stay engaged longer when you're decelerating, and it's a bit like, it feels like the engine braking on an ATV is what it feels like. I don't know if that's something that will eventually kind of loosen up as I get more miles on it. And I've only got about 400 miles on the snowmobile right now, and so maybe that will loosen up, and it will decelerate a little bit smoother. The engine itself had a couple of weird tendencies. One was the idle is pretty rough. It runs great. It smooths right out as soon as you pick up speed, but the idle, everything rattles on it, and it kind of makes it seem. Look at that sunrise or sunset as I'm riding along here. Just beautiful. The sky was so clear. Those little puffy clouds on the horizon were just made everything look so cool. But that idle roughness, I think it's the nature of the beast. Everybody else complains about it too. The other thing about the engine is that there's a spot, I will call it a rough spot. Some people call it a stutter, or a hesitation, between 3,800 RPMs and 4,200 RPMs, let's say. And I think that equates to about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So right in that range for, a lot of times when you're on the trail, when you're trail riding, you're in that range of speed. And that engine does not like that speed. There is something about that ECU fuel mapping that it just does not like it. Below, let's say 3,500 RPMs, it is a pussycat of an engine. Above, let's say 4,500 RPMs, it is a tiger. That thing is awesome. It is really a lot of fun. But in that 3,800 to 4,200, I hope Arctic Cat, there's rumors that Arctic Cat is going to come out with a new program for the ECU. If they don't, I may have an aftermarket tune in my future. So we'll see. That is a kind of a frustrating part. It's something you don't hit very often, but when you do, it's kind of frustrating. Overall, what a great snowmobile. It's been a lot of fun. I don't regret it one bit. The demos that I had for the Riot really made the difference. Without that, I don't know if I would have been, well, I would have been as happy with it, but I don't know that I would have made a choice to go with the Riot. I got to take a picture of this sunset. Just hold on a minute. I gotta take a picture of this. This is awesome. The pictures, look at that. That's a beautiful picture. The cameras with the automatic settings don't do justice to sunsets like that, but even that was a pretty picture. It was outstanding. What a great evening to be riding. The Riot is an extremely good snowmobile. I wouldn't hesitate buying a 2022 if I didn't already have this one. And the 8000 does come with QS3 shocks and your choice of color, so that to me is more important than the power. But the power is fun too. So overall, it's a fun machine. I look forward to next winter and putting a lot more miles on it. And I want to thank you for watching. And hopefully, I'll see you on the trail.